Good evening and welcome. My name's Randy Peterson from House of Frankie, and I'm here at the Amsterdam ADE Festival 2017, and I'm here with legendary DJ and producer Lenny Fontana. Lenny, welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
And no, thanks for joining us. So, what do you think of the festival so far?
Well, you know, every year it's an amazing event because you don't even have to have a badge on. Just hanging out. You're doing thousands of talking meetings. It's intense. So it's always for me a great place to learn what's going on or share some of your experience of what's going on in the industry.
Oh, that's great. That's brilliant. Well, could you actually tell us your plan for ADE, like where you're going to be playing and stuff like that, you know?
Well, I'm playing one gig on the Saturday at the Web. It's Karmic Power Party, which is my label, and Barbara Tucker's performing, and Curtis Atchison, and it's gonna be a pretty cool event.
Sounds good. Let's try and get myself down there. And what day is that? Sorry.
What
day was that on? Sorry.
On this Saturday, October 21st.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna get myself down there.
October 21st. That's right.
That's cool. So, Lenny, can you tell me briefly, just sort of how you kind of got into the DJing and to producing? I know you've been doing this for a very long time, but it's just if you could just sort of nutshell, you know, how you got into things and you know how things progressed for you.
Well, when I was a little kid, my mother had a stereo with a turntable that dropped the records, and I took the antenna and I broke the antenna, and I thought DJing was, hey, you're listening to Roy Ayers on Running Away, and I put the record on, not really knowing what I thought I was hearing. As it progressed on, I was around my cousin in the late 70s, and he got his turntables. And I saw these beautiful silver Technics 1200s. They were the first generation 1200s. And I never forgot, I went like this. And all of a sudden I heard him say, "Stop! Don't you touch them!" And I went, just like that in my head. And he showed me how he was mixing and everything. And that was the beginnings of what I thought I was, again, seeing. And then the 80s is really where I got my chance.
You've made some great tracks throughout the 80s, throughout the 90s, in fact, you know?
I mean, my big break was in New York at the Underground on a Richard Long sound system. You know,
I've got a few tracks by you on the Cult label, which are amazing. So I know you've done a lot of work with Cult.
Defected, Ministry, Warner Brothers, Atlantic, Arista. I've had top 20 hit records with Powerhouse featuring Dwayne Harden, Chocolate Sensation, Spread Love, which is an underground UK classic, and a Speed Garage record that was not meant to be a Speed Garage record, but I am the guy who created the record called Spirit of the Sun.
I do know that track.
It was a big, huge hit in England.
Right, okay. So can you tell us what your plan is for the future, like after ADE, what you're doing for the next sort of like weeks and months and, you know, next year?
Well, for the last 5 years, I've been working on my imprint, Karmic Power Records. And two of the major players on that is one vocalist named D-Train. And we're just about ready to take his record all the way to the top. And I mean over the top, meaning we've already got daytime rotation on radio in America, and touch wood, I'm going to be signing it up to a major very shortly. I don't want to mention yet because I'm in the middle of talking about that. And as well, I'm involved with a UK heritage item. And that is Alison Limerick.
Oh.
And I'm about ready to present her record for the end of the year. So that's like my next big
project.
And then I got the DJ gigs and just doing what I do. You know?
I mean, could you tell us where you'll be playing and stuff like that so the people know and come and follow you?
Well, I'm playing Brooklyn and New York. I'm playing some gigs in Spain coming up and starting to get some offers for Italy shortly. And England's starting to scratch at the polls. Yeah. It's been an interesting turnaround for me because house music for a long time was very quiet. And now they're starting to see that guys like myself who were there shaping the way, they're coming back to us again.
It's nice to see people like yourself who are legendary, you know, out there still doing their thing, still getting work, still making the music. It's great, you know.
It's a blessing, and it could be a very shocking pain, because it's not something that's very easy to do. It takes a lot of work and a lot of determination. You have to have a lot of tenacity, you know.
I can understand that. So, lastly, could you tell me your track of the moment? What's doing it for you in your record box? Something you can't leave at home. You've always got to carry. You've got to take it with you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know it's hard. I know it's a hard one, but just one track, Pull from the Sky.
You know, it's funny. I got this record from Paul Newman with Stephanie Cook, and he sent it to me really early. And it seems to be a record, even though I didn't make it, it's something that I say, wow, this really fits my sound. You know, it's one of those well-produced vocals. It sounds like something that really came out of New York, but it wasn't. It's actually made out of London.
That's interesting. Is that the Feels Like Love track?
That's the new one, yep.
Great track, great track.
Stephanie Cook is a fantastic, she's an awesome vocalist. She always delivers, but the whole production, everything, I went spot on.
Great
And I'm
stuff.
talking about the original mix, because I know Spen also did remixes on it. His Paul Newman's mix really did it for me.
Okay, great. Well, Lenny, that was all I needed to catch you about. Thank you very much for joining us for the interview, House of Frankie.
And thank you, House of Frankie.